Hi, my name's Barry Crampton. Today I'm going to show you around our Range Rover Sport, then I'll take you for a ride in it, but first I'll tell you a little bit more about it, if my voice holds out. It's a Range Rover Sport 3 litre SD V6 HSE Auto. It's Euro 6, 2015 on a 65 plate, has done 56,362 miles. Fuel economy, urban 35.8 miles per gallon, extra urban 44.1 miles per gallon, and combined is 40.4 miles per gallon. Has a 0 to 60 time of 6.8 seconds, a top speed of 130 miles per hour out of a 6-cylinder, 392 brake horsepower, 24 valve engine. Now Road 6 is pretty cheap on this as well. It's only £280 for 12 months. John went to pick this up the other day. When he got back, he said, you wouldn't believe how clean this car is. It could go out tomorrow. And it really is. It's a beautiful car. It's a lovely colour combination. Fuji white, Santorini black roof, and the interior, I don't think we've had one in this colour combination before. It's like coffee and caramel, so I really like it. I think it's beautiful. Rest of the car, as long as you've got the key on you, when you get out, touch a little indentation and it'll lock. When you come back to the car, as long as you've got the key on you, all you need to do, put your hand behind the door handle, mirrors fold out, car's open, get in, drive away. It's keyless go-to. So what have we got? As I say, Santorini black roof. We've got the side vents again, surrounds in black, bonnet vents, surrounds in black, multi-spoke alloys, high pressure headlamp wash, silver Range Rover badges and grille, and again you've got the piano black surrounds, low front chin spoiler, but you've still got an excellent angle for climbing up hills like we all do in Range Rovers. Front parking sensors, we've got the rear privacy glass, integrated rear tailgate spoiler, one of the most useless features ever. Which is really useful if you've got big boxes in your hand, I suppose. But when you come out of the office and walk past it and your tailgate opens, it gets really annoying after a while. But anyway, it's got it. So power open, power close tailgate, the rear roller blind load cover there, plenty of room for luggage, nice flat load area, easy to get your dogs in if you've got them. There's a lady in that car there, and I see her every time I come here, and she's got an old Labrador. It's an estate car. It's fairly low down, but she still has to get a ramp for a dog, and then they have to take a run, and she holds it and kind of gets it in the back. So ideal if you've got pets. Got the twin chrome exhaust tips, reversing sensors. That's the power open, power close. There's your reversing camera, and it's also got a little nozzle there to spray it and keep it clean when you squirt your back screen. Just beautiful, it really is. As I say, this lovely chocolate brown leather upholstery, and the contrasting caramel cappings to the doors and the bottom half of the dashboard. It's got the brown carpet mats to match. I think it looks really, really classy. I think it's a lovely colour combination. You've got here the rear central armrest, 2 cup holders, little place to put your phone there with a net, Isofix rear child seat anchor points, and these seats split independently of each other, so if you need to carry a big load, then seats fold virtually flat. Just a lovely car, great to be a passenger in. It's got the opera seats, so you're sat slightly higher than the driver and passenger, so from the back there you don't just get the view of the driver's head and his shoulders, you can see over, see what's happening. It's just, these cars, I always say it, best on the road. I really, hand on heart, don't think there's a better car on the road, certainly for the money, than a Range Rover Sport or Range Rover Vogue. Just beautiful. Okay, let's go for a ride. Those are the keys, or that's the key there. It is keyless go, so all you have to do, that in your pocket, foot on the brake, click the start button, and that's it. Beautiful 3-litre diesel bursts into life. Just tell you the service history. I do need some fuel. (21st of the 9th, 2016 at 8,826 miles, Land Rover Derby. 31st of the 8th, 2017 at 17,026 miles, Land Rover Derby. 20th of the 8th, 2018 at 26,944 miles, Land Rover Derby. 27th of the 8th, 2019 at 35,702 miles, Land Rover Derby. 11th of the 8th, 2020 at 41,876 miles, Land Rover Derby. 14th of the 4th, 2021 at 44,997 miles, Land Rover Derby. 11th of the 5th, 2022 at 49,023 miles, Land Rover Droitwich. And it had the cam belts done then, which, to be honest, is unusual. Private owners don't seem to get them done for some reason. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but 12th of the 5th, 2023 at 55,243 miles, Land Rover Derby. So, I'll take you for a ride. Actually, we'll do memory seat roulette. We'll see. The chap, apparently the chap who we bought this car off watches our videos too, so you'll probably be watching this one. And I must say, compliments on how clean you've kept this car. It is absolutely beautiful. So let's just see. I will have set memory 1. There you go. That's memory 2. Not too bad. Memory 3. Oh, that's nothing. So we'll get it to where I sit. It's about right there. Electrically heightened reach adjustable steering wheel, so we'll get that down a bit, and then we've got the door mirrors. Get that out there so I can see both the door handles. Click it over there. Door handles again, yeah, you can see all that. So now memory and then 1, that's it. So if I move now, there you go, that's memory 2. So I'll get back in the seat, it's me driving, click 1, door mirrors change, steering wheel change, the seat changes, and you're comfortable straight away. This has also got access height. If you can see on here, it looks like there's a warning light, it's fuel low, but we've still got 47 miles left. So I'll fill up in a bit. And it's got a picture of a Range Rover with an arrow. It's at access height at the moment. So once you stop the car, the vehicle lowers and it allows you to get out. When you get back in, as soon as you set off, car goes up and you're back to ride height. And then you've got the fantastic, comfortable suspension of a Range Rover. Honestly, it's quite funny. I'll just have a drink. Hopefully, my voice is going. On Saturday, I was at the garage, and in the afternoon, I started to feel a bit rough. I felt hot, but I was shivering, and we don't usually have any heaters on at the garage, so. But I started running, got a blinding headache, felt absolutely dreadful. Now, if you watch my channel, you'll see that I've been running around in a Citroen Ami, a little electric vehicle, and it would have been quite easy for me to jump straight in it and go home. But when I'm ill, I want a Range Rover outside, because I know no matter what happens, it'll be right. And so rather than just get in my car and go home, I took all my stuff, which granted isn't a lot in that you can get in a Citroen ME, and I taxed this vehicle online so I could go home in it. Before I got my ME, I always run around in a Range Rover Sport. Absolutely fantastic cars. You can just see it over everything. It's got everything you need. You've got your heated seats, heated front windscreen, and it just drives like a dream. So I taxed the car to go home in, knowing full well I was going to be ill, and it would just be sat outside. And it got me thinking. You know, they say that people with pets recover from operations and illnesses quicker than people without pets. They have therapy dogs that they take into hospital. There's some talk that people should be allowed to take the pets into the hospital room because it helps them recover. Well, I've got a therapy Range Rover, and now I'm not saying this plan's foolproof, but if you've got a Range Rover, they should allow you to park it outside your hospital room window. And of course, where that falls down is if you're on the second floor or something like that. But honestly, I can quite honestly say, yesterday I had a temperature of 103 degrees and I felt like shit. I really did. And knowing I had to video this Range Rover, well, I don't have to do anything, but knowing that we had this beautiful Range Rover to video, I thought, well, I can either lie on the settee all day watching motoring programs or go and do it. You know, and although I don't feel fantastic, this car is just, it's, you know, I mean, it's just, well, they all are. They're all just fantastic. And just speaking to a lady who we sold a Range Rover to the other day, and you know, she loves it. Well, once you've had a Range Rover, you're spoilt for everything else. Just look at that, it's just effortless. Absolutely effortless. 50 miles an hour, feels like you're not moving. Everything's easy to use. Cruise control, you want to put your cruise control on, it's on. I always go on about it, but it's just simple things. People seem to go out of the way these days to make stuff complicated in cars and harder to use. You know, I always say, if there's something in a car that you can't use with blindfold on and gloves, then it shouldn't be in the car. The more time you're away here, I mean, this morning, that roundabout back there, I was coming to work and there was a guy, the car, in fact you saw the car that was broke down there, still being repaired, causing a traffic jam. So we're all coming around the roundabout and there's a guy next to me in a flipping skip wagon. There's a massive gap in front of him of about 40 yards, people trying to get onto the roundabout, and he's there on his phone texting. you know, I mean, if you can't use your phone, if you're not allowed to use your phone, I can use my phone without looking at it. What I can't do is turn the fan up in an Audi without having to click a button here and then go onto a screen. You know, it's so ridiculous. This Range Rover, you know, I just go straight to it. The buttons, heated front screen. You know, straight over here, everything's just dead easy to use. You've got your terrain response here. I'm actually going to have to put the air con on because I'm getting a bit warm. Just absolutely fantastic. There you go. So you set your sat nav. In some other cars, it's actually quite difficult. Let's just boot this here. Listen now. So in other cars, you get near your destination, sat nav Sally there is still giving you instructions and you know where you're going. You want to knock it off. Some cars are so complicated to knock off the instructions once you've set it. Not so with the Range Rover. You're near to home. All you need to do, click the home button and you'll see there's a checkered flag with a cross through it. Click like so. Guidance cancelled. All so easy to do. Now just look. The size of the young lady driving that car, and that's a new shape one. Absolutely beautiful. We have people coming saying that Range Rover's too big, they won't be able to park it, they won't be able to drive it. Prime example in front. They're so easy. Effortless driving. You're not tired. They've got everything you need. Heated seats. That's your climate control temperature gauge, which you turn up like so. But if you click it, it changes to your heated seat. And you turn that up, 3-position heated seat. So heated seats on. There's your front heated screen, which is an absolute godsend. The seat's like an armchair. It's got power folding door mirrors, like so. Click those 2 buttons to go in. They go in automatically. You can set it off the dash. You can set, if you want the access height to work automatically. If you want sport, you knock the selector over like so, change down like so, or change up by pulling it back towards you. Everything's just effortless. You don't need it in sport. You saw it take off before when it was just in drive. If you need more than that, then, well, I just don't know. I don't think I've ever had the need to put it in sport. Terrain response. You've got your air suspension buttons there. And your telephone, you've got your mode button there. Switches between radio, CD, Bluetooth. Menu in the centre. Just click that again. You've got driving features, trip computer, instrument display, vehicle setup, into vehicle setup, and there you have alarm sensors. That's reverse dip mirrors, so that you put it in reverse, mirrors go down. He's done a lot of good there, hasn't he? He's blowing it onto the road. Wind's blowing that way, it's just blowing black onto the pavement. Job for life. control, 2-ton car. Go through about, I think it's 35 inches of water. Okay, we're in an area that's, you know, quite a lot of flooding, and seemingly what they don't realise is once they stop one place flooding, it just floods somewhere else further up the river, obviously with water finding its own level. And there's places in Preston now that are flooding that never used to, and honestly it's not global warming. And the thing is, when I was coming to work the other day, the main road was virtually flooded, and I had to wait for all the traffic to stop so I could go into the middle of the road in my Citroen. in this, as I say, it could be nearly 3 foot deep, and I could just go through it. I think the Army, although I don't get to work any faster in this at all than I do in the Army, I don't get home any faster, but it's comforting to have a Range Rover on the drive. It's a therapy car. You know, it's I do strange things. You know, if I fancy something to eat, then there's the pork pie place at Scarborough, which is a fair distance away, or the Yorkshire pudding place at Chester or York, Betty's at Harrogate, and there's also a Brazilian restaurant. I forget where that is, but it's, you know, it's miles away. And that's the one thing with my electric car. You can't just do spur of the moment things. You know, I couldn't get there and back without putting on charge for 3 hours. And this, I could just drive around the world. If I could stay awake long enough, I'd just drive around the world. Love them. And you know, even in the videos, you know, in the comments of the videos, so and actually I was watching a guy he does make some very good EV videos, very, very good, lots of information in them, clever guy, and he was on about the fire at Luton Airport Range Rover, and they say it was a diesel, and first of all they said it wasn't an EV, then it was a diesel, then they said it was a hybrid, and looking at it, it's caught fire where the hybrid battery is. I don't know. It's a dreadful waste of money and tragedy, whatever the cause was. Wow, what a shit driver. But he surprised me with a comment. When he was going on about, he went, "It's a Land Rover. What do you expect?" And it just shows people's perspective. We sell lots of Land Rovers and Range Rovers, and I don't expect them to go wrong, because they're brilliant. There are some problems, and I wouldn't say the Land Rover. I'm sure that we get quite a few door locks, and also the 360 camera, and they drive me mad, but they keep going. You know, the cars keep going, the engineering, the way they're built, the way they put together the engines. There's other cars that are worse, way worse than Land Rovers, miles and miles worse. Terrible. And you never hear word one about those. Over the years while I've been in the motor trade, BMWs, they've had some shockers with engines. The lining of the bores washing off, replacing millions and millions of pounds worth of engines. Then the swirl flaps them ingesting the swirl flaps and writing the engine off. Then the timing chains. You know, I don't know why people want to knock British product when it is and always will be the best in the world. I don't get it. I don't get why people want to knock British product all the time. I just don't. Anyway, here we are back at the garage. You can see here they're trying to make it as awkward as possible for us to get in or out. And we've made it. So, sorry about the croaky voice. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Ta-da.